Rules of good studying. Follow these guidelines to accelerate your learning and outsmart the competition. Rule number 1. Use active recall. After you read a page, look away and recall the main ideas. Explain what you read to yourself. Highlight very little and never highlight anything you haven't understood or you haven't put in your mind first by recalling. Try recalling main ideas when you're walking to class or in a different place from where you originally learnt it. An ability to recall, to generate the ideas from inside yourself without external aid, is one of the key indicators of good learning. Rule number 2. Test yourself on everything, all the time. Take every opportunity to test your learning. Don't read new material passively. After you go through some study material, test yourself on it. This method works for 2 reasons. First, whenever you test yourself, you undergo active recall. Second, the more that the study situation resembles the testing situation, unaided study, the more likely you are to remember the information during the actual test. Quiz yourself randomly on different types of problems. Another way to do this is to randomly flip through your book, pick out a problem and see whether you can solve it there and then. Flashcards are your best friends. To study more effectively, write a problem or a question on one side of a flashcard and the solution on the other. Remember, handwriting builds stronger neural structures in memory. Now, test yourself with flashcards. Rule number 3. Chunk your problems. Chunking is practicing and understanding the solution of a problem so that it can all come to mind in a flash. After you solve a problem, rehearse it. Make sure you can solve it on your own, there and then, every step. Pretend it's a song and learn to play it over and over again in your mind, so the information combines into one smooth chunk you can pull up whenever you want. Rule number 4. Space your repetition. Spread out your study. Prepare your learning material in any subject a little every day. Just like an athlete who builds his strength one day at a time. A marathon can never be won by practicing just a few days before. Your brain is like a muscle. It can handle only a limited amount of exercise on one subject at a time. Rule number 5. Alternate different problem-solving techniques during your practice. Never practice too long at any one session using only one problem-solving technique. After a while, you are just mimicking what you did on the previous problem. Mix it up and work on different types of problems. This teaches you both how and when to use a technique. After every assignment or test, go over your errors. Make sure you understand why you made the mistake and then rework your solutions. Rule number 6. Take breaks. It is common to be unable to solve problems or figure out concepts in math or science the first time you encounter them. This is why a little study every day is much better than a lot of studying all at once. When you get frustrated with a math or science problem, take a break or study some other subjects so that another part of your mind can take over and work in the background. Rule number 7. Use explanatory questioning and simple analogies. Whenever you are struggling with a concept, think to yourself, how can I explain this so that even a kid can understand it? Using an analogy really helps. Like saying that the flow of electricity is like the flow of water. Don't just think of your explanation. Say it out loud or write it down. The additional effort of speaking and writing allows you to encode more deeply what you are learning. That is, convert into neural memory structures. Rule number 8. Focus. Turn off all interrupting beeps and notification on your phone. Put it to airplane mode, or better, just put it away. And then turn on a timer for 25 minutes. Focus intently for those 25 minutes and try to work as diligently as you can. After the timer goes off, give yourself a small 5 minutes break, fun reward. A few such sessions, a few times in a day, can really move your studies forward. Try to set up times and places while studying. Not glancing at your computer or phone is just something you can naturally do. Rule number 9. Eat your frogs first. Do not run away from the big problems. Do the hardest thing first. Research shows that facing your fear earliest makes you more competent and confident. Try to tackle the difficult subject early in the morning when you are fresh. Once you are done with all your bigger frogs, then only shift your focus on other trivial tasks. Rule number 10. Make a mental contrast. Imagine where you've come from and contrast that with the dream of where your studies will take you. Post a picture or words in your workspace to remind you of your dream. Look at that when you find your motivation lagging. This work will pay off both for you and those you love.